So I would ask His Imperial Majesty, why do you believe in a God? Why should I believe in a God? And if you, I'll open the Skype line. If you would like to Skype us, I gotta plug in my computer. But if you'd like to Skype us at, I don't think I remember that. Fucking. Give me a second.
Can't take him anywhere.
I know, right?
Sorry, post-show people, I suck. Shit. Okay. Nope. I think I forgot to bring my power cable with me.
Oh, no.
Never mind, we're not going to open the Skype line because my laptop's going to die soon.
Oh, why would you not bring your power cable?
I don't know. Well, I was sick today.
I don't see how that's an excuse.
Of course
like
you
we've been
don't.
hearing that in a while now. A foot or something.
Well, my life is such a wreck.
It's always like foot, a power
Like
cable.
cough, like, oh, it's so sad.
Sherelle Young, who's the fuck is that?
I have no idea. Does anyone care?
No. So what post-show topics did you have?
I don't have anything. What do you guys have?
No, I was wondering what everyone thought about forced speech.
Forced speech? What does that mean?
Well, because money is speech, right? So if you have to pay your taxes, that's essentially the government saying that they're forcing you to say something and support something, which you kind of are because they're using your tax money to pay for wars, to pay for welfare, to pay for the salaries of congressmen and whatnot. So in a way, they are taking your money and using it for things you may or may not agree with. And if money is speech, freedom of speech, so on and so forth.
I guess my reaction to that would be the same as my reaction to the concept that speech, money is speech. That's a load of horseshit.
But it is kind of speech. You show your support with your money.
Well, but you're talking about whether it is speech as protected by the Constitution. And it is not.
The Supreme Court said
well,
it is.
okay, yes, that's what I'm saying, is that there ought to be a constitutional amendment to fix that. Because it didn't used to be. The Supreme Court has now interpreted it to be that.
If the Supreme Court says.
Well, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. Shut the fuck up. I agree with you that what the Supreme Court says is constitutional by definition. It ought not to be. That would be what I would say.
But since it is by definition and law,
then,
speech.
I'm pretty sure not even Scalia is going to let you get away with that.
Are you okay with paying taxes then?
I think I shouldn't have to based on that. I think I'm gonna stop and then I'm just gonna use that excuse. And I just know they're gonna let me go. Oh, well, you've got a point, Mr. Ferris. We didn't really think of it that way.
Officer, am I being detained?
That always works.
I thought it was an interesting concept because generally, you don't even have to tell them your password for your computer, but you have to give them your money, which is your speech. If telling someone your password is speech, and you don't have to tell them, I don't know. It seems weird. But then again, you're compelled to speak in other areas. You have perjury laws and things like that control your speech.
Oh, sure. Your speech is subject to limitations forever. There's all kinds. You can't yell fire in a crowded theater. You can't libel someone. You can't do all kinds of things. Sorry, I turned off your microphone because you were all.
Because I was eating.
Yeah.
I was trying to be away from the microphone.
You were not succeeding. So I believe in limitations on speech, 100%. And I believe that money as speech ought to be limited. Because otherwise what you're saying is that rich people have more speech than poor people.
Yeah.
And
that's exactly what corporations, and rich people have more effective speech than poor people. Yeah.
And we hold these truths to be self-evident. All men were created equal.
So it should be
by
one person, $1.
Maybe that rolls into the way people don't vote because they think, oh, well, what can I do? No matter how, what they think that,
that's how they should feel.
Yeah.
That's how they should feel.
But it's so what am I going to do? What am I going to vote? Because the guy with all the money, whatever he wants, that's what's going to happen. So then they don't. And that's their speech. You just totally failed at trying to help and make things change.
That's a great point. And that's one of the reasons why you should not afford more rights to wealthy people because at the dawn of this country, voting rights were for wealthy people. They were for poor people.
Well,
and they were only for men.
For
Yeah,
white,
to where it's
rich
small.
rich
Yeah.
landowning men.
Landowners, right. If you didn't own land, you did not get a vote. And there are people who still say that that's the way it should be. And not just the landowning thing, but the male thing, too. You should be a man.
My mom went and bought a gun yesterday or the
Because
day
she
before.
lives in Texas.
Of course, that's what my mom does. But anyway, besides the point, there was two guys standing at the other end of the counter looking at some handguns, and they were like looking at like kind of gangster, and they thought they looked so cool, and they were like, oh, this would be so cool,
They're
shooting
like,
this gun,
dude, your
whatever.
mom's hot.
No.
No.
No, actually, quite opposite. So soon they moved. No, it's funny. So the lady puts it away. They weren't going to purchase the gun. So then she goes and helps my mom. So my mom looks at a bigger rifle type gun because that's what my mom wanted to see. And so they see her. Oh, we shouldn't stand around her because she doesn't know what she's doing with that. It's just like, are you serious?
Instead
Just because?
assumption. Yeah.
I mean, my mom's
God
60,
bless you.
I guess, or whatever. But just because it was a woman holding a gun, it's like, oh, she doesn't know what she's doing with that. And it's just like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Just that's
It's that whole idea
It's
women
a whole
don't know how to do.
They
certain
can't
the
drive.
whole-
They
yeah.
can't handle a gun.
Yeah.
They should just stay in the kitchen and barefoot and pregnant and making
I mean,
tortillas.
have you seen the crunch on my car? It's obvious that women can't drive.
Well, I got a truck that was pre-dinged for me, so.
Well, my first truck got kind of dinged up, but I was learning how to drive a truck. Now my red one's nice.
Although it was pre-dinged by a woman, though.
Oh.
It looks like, I got a lot of good first-person evidence.
Anecdotal evidence.
No first-person evidence.
Purely anecdotal.
In my defense, Arturo put as many dents on the blue truck as I did. So,
Although it's kind of sad because the girl died too, and all her shit was still in there when I bought it. So I felt like I had to leave some of it there because it was a part of her.
did she die in the truck?
No, she actually died in a different vehicle or whatever. Not that one, but her stuff was still in. She had her hair scrunchie and stuff in there, and it was
Did you smell it?
no, it was sitting around the little gear shifter thing. I was like, I think I'll just leave it there. It's
You are
some sort
so
of-
fucking creepy.
I didn't want to disrespect her memory.
She
or
wasn't
something.
haunting the truck. She didn't die in it.
So His Imperial Majesty in the chat room is saying that if you believe nothing happens to you when you die, then nothing will happen. And I'm just asking him how he knows that. Other than having read maybe a Piers Anthony book, because I want to say what were those books? The death books? That in those books, whatever you thought happened when you died is what actually happened. And at one point, there was an atheist who died, and they just turned to, and the death guy could see souls and stuff, and just the soul just crumbled or whatever. It's that's a really great plot device, but it doesn't script to reality in any meaningful way.
Yeah.
So if I believe I'm going to come back as the Highlander, it'll happen.
That can be the only one.
Not if I die first. There can only be
Shotgun
one.
Highlander.
Choose wisely.
So what do we want to talk about?
I know what you got, Susan. God, you guys are boring.
Let me see what's on Reddit.
There was something else I wanted to do for next week. Oh, that was sorry.
Oh yeah, our sex show's next week, right?
No, we haven't done anything on setting that up.
Oh,
Has
I thought
anyone
I was
responded
supposed
to your emails about books?
No.
You know what I was thinking we should do? It's a real long shot, but it'd be awesome if it worked.
Andrew Seidel?
No, that would be awesome. But, I'm thinking, Bill Nye has a book out that he just wrote.
Oh, that would be so cool.
That
Yeah.
would be
You'd
the
have, the-
highlight of my life.
Although he's not openly atheist, though. Is he?
Oh yeah.
Oh, he is.
Oh yeah. And but it's a book about evolution, so it could be just talking about his book on evolution. So
That would be awesome. I would love that.
you should try and make that happen for us, Susan.
I'll see what I can do.
So no sex.
Or I
shows.
could email Ian her CLE again. Ask her about the beginning of the year.
I'd wait till the beginning of the year before we contact her again. See if you can find a way of getting in touch with Bill Nye.
So no sex show. Thought
No,
that was-
we have to do it, but we haven't done it. No one has lifted a finger to work on it, and I think it's too complicated for us to just wing. So we need to do it though.
Yeah. Well, you got action items and bullet points.
I'm
and
reading.
milestones.
So one of the things that I'm reading right now Greta Christina's books on sex to kind of prep for it. Because one of the things I want to do is have Greta Christina on. So she's got a book called Paying for It, which is about how to pay for sex. Which I'm not very far into it, but it's I don't know, it's kind of weird reading a book like that. What does everyone think about sex work?
I'm okay with people wanting to do sex work. I think currently under the institution it has to live under, since it has to be, black market, I think it probably does more harm than good in its current iteration. But I think like if we went more towards something like Vegas does, where it's controlled and regulated, I think it would be more positive.
Yeah.
I mean, are there any compelling... I can think of a couple myself. Can anyone else think of some compelling reasons why it should be illegal to sell your body?
It's your body. I mean,
You're allowed
as
to
long
give away your blood for blood donations. Why shouldn't you be able to give up your orgasms?
Orgasm donations to the less fortunate.
I'm going to go out on a limb. I don't know this, not being a prostitute. But I bet you they're not having many orgasms.
Yeah, I don't think that's
donating their fake orgasms, I guess.
This is one of the things that Greta Christina is saying in her book. She's really trying to tell you. She's writing from a perspective of helping sex workers communicate with their customers and helping their customers understand what it's like for a sex worker. And ostensibly she's saying, if you are the kind of customer that a sex worker likes having around, you're gonna get some bonus stuff. So that's why you should want to. But on the other side, being a sex worker, and I'm sure this is true because it's true just being a human being, run into a lot of creepy people. And it would be really, excuse me. I hated being in retail, back in school. I think everyone should have to, some countries make you go into the military. I think everyone should have to work service industry for 1 year. Just because I think half the people that act like assholes in stores wouldn't act that way if they knew what that was like. But the people that I would have to deal with and be polite to in that industry drove me crazy. I can't imagine if I also had to then be intimate with those people. Yeah, right? Like, can you imagine being a prostitute and you've got a bad customer and you have to have sex with them?
I guess imagine like that Walmart website where it's like weird people at
People at Walmart.
Yeah, like those would be the people you're having sex with.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know how in poor taste this joke is.
You should say it then.
Yeah.
If there's a question, you should say it.
Do you think prostitutes have Yelp pages?
Oh, I'll bet you there has to be.
I think there's a rating site, isn't there?
There has to be.
Like,
There's no way there's
Is it
not.
on like back pages?
Backpage doesn't
Isn't
have
that
ratings though. I mean, it's just
I don't know.
Craigslist Lite, right?
I don't know what that is.
It's pretty much
It's
just hiring
Craigslist, basically,
prostitutes.
right? I mean,
Pretty much just hiring prostitutes, from what I understand. I don't know. Why don't we see?
Like Luna188 in the chat room says, I don't think they organize them with clients. So obviously sex workers are capable of orgasming. They just probably don't at work a lot. Although, one of the things Greta Christina is saying in her book is that...
I'm totally professional, guys.
Jay should have called you. Okay.
Oh yeah, it is like Craigslist, but there's actually an adult.
Yeah, because Craigslist had to take their adult section away because they got sued. But then Backpage
Well, they still have the
pops up.
casual. Like Craigslist still has the casual encounters, and a lot of time they used to, like what women used to do would say, oh, it costs 35 hearts to spend, an hour with me or something like that.
I thought it was flowers. Like you have to bring 2 roses, which would be like $200 or something.
I don't know. I haven't really looked all that hard for,
I think that's
prostitutes.
It's been a while.
I don't know. If I was making some underground currency conversion system based around sexual innuendos, probably be like roses or diamonds or something.
Aren't you a high roller? Look at that.
I know, right? What about those of us who are a little lower income?
Like maybe a Big Mac or
Right.
something, like 2 Big Macs.
A large fries.
Sorry. I don't know why that just struck me as really funny.
I lost track of the conversation. So I'm going to derail it. The only thing that bothers me about sex work is people who are, because I feel like that's a kind of work. Everyone's got a body, so everyone can do it. Everyone's qualified. So it's something that, and in particular,
like being a judge.
yeah, not quite like that, but I get what you're saying.
There's literally no qualification for being a
qualifications, yeah.
judge. Pisses me off.
Well, and that Pendergrass guy from the show tonight, I mean, he's a good example of that. He, literally, that sounds constitutional to me. Like, that guy's a judge. But I'm just thinking that there are there are people who are desperate and in financial straits. And on the one hand, it's awesome that, especially for women, although I guess some men can do this as well, but it's, can we all agree that it's easier for women to be prostitutes than men? Is that something we can agree on?
I think there would be there'd be more money at stake for.
I'd make more money if there was, if any dude could just go out and be no.
The market's bigger for females.
Yes. So having that be something you can just go do, you could find yourself in a position where you have to suffer, because I don't think it's for everyone. I think it would actually
Well, being a stripper isn't for everyone either.
Right. Sure.
And that
But
takes absolutely no qualifications.
that's a
either, really.
little different than allowing someone to penetrate your body.
Well,
though.
I think it's the closest equivalent, the closest profession that you could compare it to.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not one-to-one equal. Is all I'm saying.
Well, you're still associating the feeling with sex instead of just sex, like just the physical.
Yes.
You got to separate the mind and the body. To where a guy doing one thing at a factory every single day could still fucking snap and shoot up the whole place.
Well, sure, but there's not. I mean, but putting together widgets is not at all. Well, I think for most people, is not at all associated with identity or self-worth or.
Well, from what I've read about Vegas prostitutes, and this could just be some propaganda from
Sure.
whatever, but from what I've read, most of them seem to be pretty happy with the career they're in, and they can leave anytime they want, and everything's really safe. And the Johns that come in, they have full, like, I do or don't want to do this guy. They have the power over their decisions there. So in a legal system that has a framework that protects the worker, it seems like from the personal testimonies in these articles that it's okay.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't feel like most people are working in brothels. There are high-end prostitutes. I don't feel like most prostitutes are high-end. Most of them are down on Leopard Street and.
Well, in Vegas, they can't walk. There's no streetwalkers. That's illegal. You can only legally do it in a brothel.
Right. Or in the limo on the way to the brothel.
No, you can't even do it there either.
Well, I'm telling you, I've been to
Oh,
Vegas.
I'm sure that happens, but legally speaking, I don't think that's allowed.
Actually, I don't. Sorry, I'm really distracted because I'm talking to this guy in the chat room. So he thinks there's a possibility that unicorns are a real thing.
Well, I mean, there's
They're not real?
0.0001%
Right.
chance
That's what I
that they
just said.
exist.
If we walked around thinking that anything was possible with, a high degree of likelihood, like God, unicorns, leprechauns,
Dragons.
Fairies? Have you
demons,
caught a fairy yet?
demons that just are after you, no one else, and you can't see them, but they're trying to kill you. I mean, you would never be able to get anything done. That's a weird way of looking at the universe.
And an unsafe way of looking at the universe.
Officer, I was just there could be demons. You can't prove that there aren't demons after me right now, and you are endangering my life by trying to write me a ticket.
I was driving 88 miles per hour through the school zone because I was trying to travel to the future.
You can't prove that doesn't happen.
Never mind that I'm not in a DeLorean.
There's a documentary about the whole thing. There's 3 of them.
There's a
I haven't
possibility.
seen it.
There's a possibility that my car is a DeLorean and I just can't see it correctly.
Yeah.
That's possible. So just in case I do have a DeLorean and I don't know it, I was just testing the theory. It was.
Do you believe you have a DeLorean?
I'm doing science, damn you. Testing the goddamn hypothesis. Cops, man. They're either beating you down or they're trying to convince you don't have demons and DeLoreans. I hate it.
I mean, Demons and DeLoreans would have been a good show title.
Oh, that would have been a great show title.
Damn.
Or like a good band name. Demons and DeLoreans. I like that.
Band name called it. But yeah.
Unicorns are amazing creatures.
Okay. Speaking of which, I mean, I think I've mentioned this on the show before, but I had an employee at work who was unaware that unicorns appear in the Bible.
Oh, they do? I didn't know
Yeah. You didn't know that?
that. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Where's the unicorn thing in the Bible?
Here, I'll look it up for you real quick.
There you go.
That's beyond my knowledge. I'm sure my Sunday school teacher probably wanted to leave
Yeah,
that out.
they omit the stuff that they think might make it sound like bullshit. Job 39:9.
Oh, and Job.
He's a cool guy. Yeah.
Will a unicorn be willing to serve thee or abide by thy crib?
What? Like, what's the context for
I don't know.
that?
I'm trying to find.
In context.
Who cares?
The range of mountains is his pasture. He searcheth after every green thing. Will the unicorn be willing to serve thee or abide by thy crib? Canst thou bind the unicorn with his band in the furrow, or will he harrow the valleys after thee? Fuck you, King James version of the Bible. I have no idea what the hell I just read.
Yeah.
Is that like some sort of... No, it's Job, so it's not like a parable or something. Shit. Oh, fuck, I don't know.
Must be
It's
real.
also Psalm 22. Save me from the lion's mouth, for thou hast. My browser.
Well, the Psalms have a lot of weird shit in there. Those are,
Yeah.
I think, generally recognized as being artistic.
Isaiah 34.
7.
And the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. That just seems like
Whoa.
They're really, really bad at using adjectives. They need to take a creative writing class.
Isaiah.
Seriously.
Let's
Isaiah,
just add ness to it.
Isaiah really nailed that one. He was like,
It'll get him. It'll get him.
Fat with fatness. Huh?
he was really drunk. He was about to go have sex with his daughters.
I gotta go.
Because that's what you do in the Bible. And like he had to just finish chapter 34 before he went to have drunken sex with his family.
What
And
can
so
I
he's like,
put-
fat with fatness.
That is a good time. I got a boner.
Slap the laptop down and go.
No, I didn't know they had unicorns in the Bible. That's interesting.
Yeah. So the context of that conversation was, they were complaining about, this Christian person and complaining about the fact that there were mythical animals in the movie Noah. And I was like, well, I mean, the Bible has unicorns in it, so
It's not factually correct, guys.
that was exactly
can't
what
be
her
real.
that was her thing. She's like, because I asked her, she said she went to go see it, and I said, oh, how was it? Was it a good movie? And she's like, well, it wasn't historically accurate. I'm like, I don't really care about that. I'm asking, was it a good movie?
I've seen the criticism they're leveling at the new Moses movie. That have 2 white guys playing.
Oh
the
yeah, I have seen
Egyptians.
that. I have seen that. Yeah, like practically everyone in the movie is white or whatever, and
The important people are white.
Oh yeah, and Christian Bale was all like, "Pff, get over it, guys.
Yeah. It's like, I'm an amazing actor. Deal with it.
Yeah, pretty much.
They paid me a lot of money to be in this movie.
I feel like his Imperial Majesty guy in our chat room right now is just a big giant troll. I feel like
It seems very Deepak Chopra.
yeah, you deny your own spirit, Do you not know you deny yourself? It's
No,
like,
I bet they're going to a Deepak Chopra quote generator.
Yeah, that's probably what
and
it is.
just spewing out that.
Yeah, this guy's a troll. Anyway. I do want to see the Exodus movie though. It looks flipping awesome.
So I would like to see the Noah movies too. I can't get up the motivation to go.
Yeah.
Red box
So-
it. Just
Well,
download
but it came
it.
up on Netflix. I watched it there.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. I mean, you can rent it online now, but I'm waiting for not.
You don't
want
wanna
to
pay.
I'm already paying for Netflix. I don't
Right.
pay for anything else.
Just give it another week or two.
Yeah. And plus, it got like 2.5 stars or something. It's not supposed to be a good movie. Exodus, I will go see in the theater.
Are we all going to go see the
The Christmas movie. I keep
Cameron?
looking.
Cameron?
If it goes to the dollar show, you
Yeah,
will.
I'm not paying full price for it.
Yeah, I mean, I assume it'll go to the dollar theater pretty quick.
I've been looking. Well, after the publicity, after the Atheists all went and made it the least
fresh movie.
Sorry.
the worst movie in history on Rotten Tomatoes, they actually had an uptick in ticket sales. So it probably gave it. It was in more theaters
Not enough
this
that it's going
weekend.
to stay in theaters for weeks on end, though.
No. I think you're right. It'll hit soon, but it'll probably be like right before Christmas. So we should go do that when that happens. But Exodus, I will go pay full price. If it was in IMAX, I would go see it in IMAX because it looks freaking amazing. I mean,
I wonder if we'll get any Batman voice.
Oh, I hope so.
Although I gotta say in the trailer, I can't play it because my computer died. In the trailer, the Pharaoh says to Christian Bale, Moses, are you here to negotiate? And he just goes, I don't think so. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. It's freaking perfect. Go look at the trailer. That part is the best. Like that, I get like Batman chills. I'm like, oh, he's gonna kick some ass.
Just uses sonic waves to split the ocean or whatever. Batarangs to split it.
Yeah, like I don't care that it's a BS Bible story. If it's
The Moses story is actually relatively entertaining. I mean, you have the plagues and all that. It's kind of cool. It has potential to be interesting.
it has good fodder for being a good action flick. Luckily they're going to stop before he gets to all the kill all the men and children and all the male children.
You think they'll not do it?
Nobody wants
No,
to hear
they're
about
not gonna do
that.
that.
Yeah, nobody wants to
Mo-
hear
No,
about
they
that.
have to.
They're not
going
going
to
to
do that.
They're not going to have
That's
Moses
like-
slaughtering
That's
innocent
like-
The
people.
firstborn of
That would be like
whatever.
the
No,
shit, though.
no, they'll do that part. They'll do the angel of death.
Yeah, the
They'll
angel
do
of death,
that.
yeah.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about after he left Egypt and they started conquering people, and Moses is like,
Oh no, they're not going to do all
Kill
that.
all
No, they're
that,
just
yeah.
going to. They pass through the
They're gonna-
water and then like we're free, and that'll be the end of the movie. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And then everyone will still be a good guy.
Yeah.
No babies will be
And the
dead.
unicorns come running out of it.
Everyone's
not-
penises will still be intact.
Right. They're not going to show Moses putting babies on pikes. Oh, that didn't work.
You want a rack of babies? We got babies on racks.
We have uncircumcised babies, circumcised babies. What flavor baby do you want? All right, before we get out of here, I just want to read one more thing on the chat room and see what kind of nonsense is going on there.
There's no good for the full siege experience. Good powers. I don't even know what that means.
Okay, so yeah, I think Susan nailed it. This is the troll who's just doing the
Yeah,
Deepak
because I
Chopra.
I googled at the highest level of consciousness there is no good or evil, and I came up like with a blogspot blog.
Okay, there you go. All right. So it's been fun, troll. Thank you everyone for tuning in this week, and I apologize for the frequent nose breaks. Hopefully, I'll feel better for next week, and hopefully or not, hopefully Jay will be here, depending on how you feel
Depending
about
on
that.
the ratings.
I'll see you guys.